Hey everybody, let's take a look at a great database you can use for your research. If you go to the Memorial High School Library portal, this page should be familiar to you, and then go over to the Database tab. I'm going to click there, and then you'll see all of our lovely databases available to you, and we're going to go to Badgerlink. This is a great source with a lot of material you can search through. So sometimes searching on Badgerlink can be a little bit unwieldy. So let's take a look at the super search. That's what you want to click on when you get to this main page. You're a super researcher, so just think of it that way. And then when you're on this page, you're going to select the advanced super search option because you are advanced researchers. How you want to think about yourself. And then it's going to take you to a page that shows you, before we do some searching, all of the databases that are available to you on Badgerlink, and it's a lot. So these are all big repositories of information. And right now, you can see all of those boxes are checked. That means that when you do a search, it's going to search all of them. I don't think that's a good idea. It's way too much. Doesn't help you get the best results. So what you're going to do first is go to this clear all option and clear all of those check boxes. And then you can go through and select the ones that work best for your particular search. So some are great for everything. I'm just going to go through alphabetically. So the Academic Search Premier, that's a really good one. And then this Archive of Wisconsin Newspapers I sometimes select. I'm not going to this time, but that can be a good one for newspaper articles. Then over here under the B's, I'm going to go to the Book Collection Nonfiction High School Edition. Select that. If you want to take a look at the Britannica options, you can go to that. The high school one is what you want, of course. Here in the C's, I don't see anything I want. There's no D's. E's, education research can be a good one. And then Explora Educators Edition can sometimes be good, or actually, let's do the Explora for everyone. Sorry, and Explora for middle and high school. Let's take a look. You can choose whether or not you want to use the New World Encyclopedia. I'm going to choose not to this time. In the H's, the Health Source Consumer Edition is a good one, in particular for any kind of health-related fields. If you see anything that says nursing or academic edition, that means it's really for people who are in nursing school, but certainly you can use that when it's appropriate. Just keep in mind that the documents in there can be pretty highly technical in terms of the language used. And then another one that you can use is under the M's. You can have the Mass Ultra School Edition, the Master File Complete, the Master File Premier. Those are all really good for any kind of search. Newspaper Source Plus is a good one. And then in here, we can also use the Science Reference Center if you're doing any kind of science-related search, or sometimes even social sciences. So now that I've picked which, I like to think of these as big electronic file cabinets, lots of information we can search. Here's where we can go up and do a search term. And so if I'm going to do my search on, perhaps I'll try bipolar disorder. And I'm thinking about particularly in adolescents. Sometimes it will give some examples or possible searches as well. So maybe I can take a look at these suggestions. Those can be helpful. So let's see. Let's try bipolar disorder and depression. And then I have some choices over here as well. It's still giving me some options there. I can do all of these words or this exact phrase or any of these words. I'm going to try all of these words first and see what I get. And then I can also change how these come to me. I can have them in date order if I want. Author and title is not so helpful, or relevance to my search, and then click on the search option. So this is going to take a little while. We'll take a look at what we get. Over here, it's showing me all of my different sources, what's coming up. Looks like one of them didn't work. That's okay. I got a lot of sources here. Also keep in mind, it will also show you by date if you want to narrow your search here. By subject, so this gives me some additional subject suggestions. I love this option or feature of Badgerlink, and so you should definitely always look at that subject list. It can give you even more. If you click on that, it will show you just the articles that have to do with that particular topic. But that might be helpful if you're trying to narrow your search or maybe broaden your search. So just keep that in mind. And this is giving some suggestions for other ways to expand your search by subject. So you can now take a look at your results and take a look at some specific articles and see if those are going to be helpful to you. You can see a little description here. You can see what the source is, where it's located, gives you a publication date. So those are all kinds of things that you can decide, yes, this looks like something I do want to look at more carefully, or nope, I don't know if I really want to take a look at that. Um, so I'm going to click on the view details just to see if I can take a look at that particular article. So here is the page for that article. So again, it's going to give me just this abstract basic information at the top. Sometimes it has the article listed below, which it looks like it does here. And then also keep in mind, you can listen to many of these articles. You can choose what you want to listen to it in. If you like to do that, that's always a good idea. Over on this sidebar, I like to point out a couple of things that you can email the link to this article to yourself. That can be helpful. You can also send something to Google Drive or Google Classroom. I'd like to avoid printing. Keep that in mind. And then the cite option right here is really handy. So if you click on this, because you have to cite your research, if I were to use this article, and then it's going to give me all of the different ways to cite this article in the different formats. So APA obviously would be good for anybody in a psychology class or AP psychology. The one that's used most often is MLA. So that's what you would use in most other circumstances. But again, if you're doing some kind of psychology or social science research, then you're going to use that APA option. So then you would just click on that and it's going to give you the citation. This is just giving me information about what APA is. But you'll see here, this is the citation right here that you can copy and paste, or you can export it too, and there's a variety of options here. I'm not sure if Noodle Tools is included. You could take a look at that, but it's really easy to just copy and paste that into your works cited entry. So just keep that in mind. And then again, if I want to take a look at the full text of the article, I can also click over here and it will give me the full article. Again, it shows it on this page. So that's how you can take a look at different articles within there. And then if I want to go back to my result list, I can shrink or close this window and then go back to my results and look at some additional articles. So that's how you can get started doing some searching in Badgerlink. Don't get discouraged if you don't find anything the first try. Go ahead and keep trying, doing some more searching. Coming up with a good search term is the hardest part. And so be persistent, keep trying different words until you get the results you need.